TikTok's heating tool is still artificially pushing videos into your For You page right now, and the FTC can't stop it. The FTC opened its investigation. Congress held its hearings. Xu Zaiqiu sat in that chair for 5 hours, and inside ByteDance's servers, a tool with a one-word internal name is still running, still deciding what you think went viral, still deciding what you believe the internet cares about. Before this video ends, I'm going to show you the internal documentation that proves it and the legal structure that makes it untouchable. TikTok's algorithm is supposed to be a machine, a neutral ranking system that reads your behavior, your watch time, your replays, and surfaces content that matches what you actually want. That's the pitch. That's why 1 billion people opened the app today. The For You page is sold as a pure reflection of collective human taste, a kind of distributed truth about what content is genuinely compelling. TikTok built its entire advertiser relationship on that premise. If the algorithm says something is viral, that means real people made it viral. That premise is a lie. In December 2022, Forbes obtained internal TikTok documents that described a feature employees called heating. Heating is a manual override. A button, essentially, that TikTok staff and ByteDance engineers can press to inject any video at all, into a statistically significant percentage of non-follower For You pages. The internal targets cited in the documents, between 1 and 2% of daily active users. At TikTok's current scale, that's up to 2 million accounts receiving a piece of content they were never organically going to see, with zero indication that what they're watching was placed there by a human hand, not a machine. The view counts are real. The accounts are real. The engagement that follows is real. The virality is manufactured, and it has been used, not for testing, not for calibration, for business development. Former employees described heating as a tool used to fulfill commitments to brand partners and undisclosed influencer relationships, a way to guarantee reach that TikTok couldn't promise through an honest algorithm alone. You watched something and thought the internet chose it. TikTok chose it for someone who paid for the choice. Congress wanted answers. In March 2023, Xu Zaiqiu testified before the House Energy and Commerce Committee. Representatives asked directly about TikTok's ability to manipulate content. Chu denied that ByteDance employees in China had access to American user data. He did not deny the heating tool existed. The FTC, already in possession of a civil investigative demand sent to TikTok months earlier, had opened a probe into deceptive data practices. The European Data Protection Board launched its own inquiry. The UK Information Commissioner's Office issued a £12.7 million fine for mishandling children's data. Regulatory action on 4 continents. And the heating tool kept running. Here's the part nobody fully reported. The heating function doesn't violate TikTok's terms of service, because TikTok wrote its own terms of service. There is no FTC rule, no FCC statute, no existing piece of American law that specifically prohibits a social media platform from manually promoting content without disclosing it, provided that content isn't a paid advertisement subject to existing endorsement guidelines. Heating sits in a legal gap between editorial control, which platforms are allowed to exercise, and undisclosed paid promotion, which they're not. ByteDance has structured the tool to live in that gap permanently. The content that gets heated doesn't come with a disclosed payment record. The decision to heat it lives inside ByteDance's internal infrastructure, which American regulators cannot subpoena. CFIUS reviewed the national security risk. Their conclusion was legally non-binding. The Committee on Foreign Investment in the United States can recommend. It cannot compel ByteDance to disassemble a product feature, and it's still running. What this means for you, right now, is specific. The content you believe is trending is not necessarily trending. The creator you discovered last week and thought the algorithm surfaced organically may have been placed in front of you. The opinion you formed about what the internet collectively finds compelling, funny, alarming, or true was partly shaped by a tool that a private company controls with no disclosure requirement and no regulatory ceiling. Your For You page is not a mirror. It's a curated feed with a manual override that you have no visibility into and no way to opt out of. The watch history TikTok is building about you, your dwell time, your replays, the emotional fingerprint of what keeps you scrolling. That data is being used to make the heating more precise, not less. They know what you'll believe went viral, and they can make anything go viral for the right arrangement. So here is the question that hasn't been answered. The heating tool exists to manufacture reach. Reach has value. And some of the content that was heated, documents show it, former employees confirmed it, was not brand content and was not disclosed influencer material. It was content that ByteDance chose internally for reasons that have never been made public. Who decided what got heated? And what did they want you to believe?